Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. I'm always firing on all cylinders when I take a big pause and then say, Live at the Roxy. Oh, yeah, that's my motherfucking show. Thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody joining live on this Sunday. Hope you're having a great Sunday. I've been working all morning. You know what I haven't been doing is working out at all, which is really not great. Got to get back on that grind. I'm working all morning and then I have therapy and then I am going to work. Still trying to get that work, anything that I can get during this time period, which we'll talk about as we talk about the SAG Strike Updates. Also, I want to talk about what's trending on Twitter, or should I say X right now. The number one trend on X is what the fuck is X? You always know you've made the right choice with your app when what's trending on it is what the fuck is this? Are there UAPs? We got to talk more about UAPs and whatever it is that you guys want to talk about, plus weekend updates or anything. Again, shout out to all of you here live with me on this Sunday. Lauren, Spidey, John, Scott, Austin, Jeremy, Sam, Mason, Andrew, Ed, Efren, Galaxy, Mark, Sir Joker, what's up? Ryan, Mike, all the people. Andrew, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. As you guys know, times are tough. I paid rent today. Times are extra tough. And my car insurance and my health insurance, why they're all set for the last day of the month, which is tomorrow, but just one day early, is beyond me. Beyond me. So streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Show support for the show, show support for me, show support for the fact that you want to see me here more often, because I have been here more often, especially because both of my career paths are out of work right meow. Okay, let's get into all this stuff. Like I said, Streamlabs. And if you guys are new to the show, creators prefer Streamlabs because, as some of you know, and as some of you don't know or might not know, YouTube says that they take around 30% of the money that you guys give to creators. YouTube takes a cut. They say it's around 30%. Last year, I discovered that that cut was actually 50% on both this channel and the World Girls channel. That is a huge percentage. Streamlabs doesn't take that. Between Streamlabs and then it going through PayPal, I think it takes about like 1 to 3%, which means that all of the money pretty much that you would like to be going to the creator goes to the creator, as opposed to half of it going to the man. So that is why we prefer Streamlabs, even though Super Chat is one step quicker and closer to you guys. If you could just go to streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer instead, it just takes one more second, then that would be much appreciated. Andrew says 50% is too much. Yeah, certainly, my dude. It's like asinine. And they do it through smoke and mirrors. So they're like around 30%. 50% is not around 30%. That is a lie. So if you were like me this morning, you woke up and you opened your app or your phone and you saw a big X. If you guys want to see right now what my phone looks like, this is the background of my phone. That's a picture of Grammy. That's a picture of Bruce Springsteen. These are the things that I put on my home screen. It's the calendar, clock, YouTube, camera, maps, TikTok, Instagram, Notepad, and X. So I see this X and I'm like, bum, 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 bum. The time has come. He told us he was doing it, and by golly, did he change Twitter to X. Why? Gotta say, that's unbeknownst to me. Part of me thinks it must be some kind of bankruptcy ploy so he doesn't lose everything. Part of me thinks he's just driving this into the ground on purpose. It's really hard to say, but it's X for me now. And on X, the number one trending thing was WTF is X. That is now gone. And instead, what is trending is just the X. Tell me he didn't do that. The X. Waking up and seeing the X icon on my phone. Everybody posting about the X. Let me put this question out to you guys, and you let me know the answer. Is it time to leave X? This is just time. Is it time to do a mass exodus? Ooh, that's good. I should tweet that. Is it called tweeting it now? What is it called? On X, if you put something out, is it called a tweet? Or are you Xing it? Like, what is the terminology anymore? Are we still using I tweeted it, I tweeted it out, tweet me, or is it called X? And is Exodus the punniest thing I've ever come up with? Let me know. We do have some alternatives now that are viable in some ways. We have Threads, which I'm on and loving, but Threads lacks two key areas for me. That is what's preventing me from leaving X. Number one, there is no news. There's no entertainment tab. There's no news tab. There's no trending tab. There's none of that. So I can't see what's going on in the world, which is what I've mainly used Twitter for in the past. Number two, there's no hashtags. So usually what I do when a new movie or show comes out, or when there's a trending topic such as UAPs, is I will click on the trend UAPs and then I'll go to my friends, the people that I'm following, and see what they're saying about that. That has always worked very well on Twitter. Honestly, now Twitter or X is a effing mess and things don't seem to work the same way anyway, but Threads is missing those things. Then there's Blue Sky, which does seem to have more options, but nobody's on it or using it like they are with Threads. Threads had that huge advantage where everybody could just sign in through Instagram and then all the people they were following, you could just follow them all. And that is a massive advantage. So it's just not working the same way right now. It's just kind of pictures and words and tagging. And that's why I feel like I'm not ready to leave X. But I want to because this shit is crazy and annoying and bizarro. What do you guys think? Are you leaving? Are you not leaving? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Get in your bits, bots, thoughts, and twats. What do you think about the name X? Let's try to take away from the fact that we've been calling it Twitter. We don't know now if it's tweets or not. Take away all that stuff. Let's take away the fact that we think Elon Musk is a muskrat. Let's take away any business component of this. Do you guys like the name X for an app? Do you think it's a good name? Are you like, ooh, that's sexy and clever and cool? Or are you like, what the fuck is X? I guess at one point in time, we could have said the same thing about any app. What the fuck is Instagram? What the fuck's Facebook? What the fuck is Twitter? But just X is just a letter. And it seems like somebody's trying to be cooler than they are to me. Like, oh, my new app, X, extreme. Now, on top of that, we've got all the things that X is trying to do. Elon has said that your finances are going to be done through X now. What? It just not making sense to me that he's calling it the everything app, right? Like that you will be able to do all everything on the app. I don't know. I don't get it. Not sure what that means. Like, what is everything to you? And then as he described what that means, it got even more confusing, like what that actually entails. Like, I never thought that it would be a one-stop shop X finances, 10-hour long videos. Like, what is he talking about? It doesn't really make sense to me. Does it make sense to any of you guys? Like, what is this new super app, this monopoly app, this all-encompassing app? It's not checking out to me. So, X, thoughts. Are you leaving X? Are you staying on X? Do you like the name X? Do you want this to be the everything app? Are you hoping that Threads takes over? Are you thinking that they haven't invented the thing that will take over yet? Let me know. How did you feel looking at your phone today and seeing that X there? I don't like when anything changes on my phone and I don't want it to be there. It's kind of like that's obviously very different. But when U2 dropped that album on all of our phones and it was automatically there, and it was like, but I didn't put this here and I didn't download this and I didn't approve this. It feels like a weird invasion of privacy to all of a sudden go from on my phone having Twitter with this little bird to having X. It's like, get away from me and my phone. I know that probably doesn't make that much sense to you guys because they're watching us everywhere. So our privacy's already invaded. But to me, it's just like I open the phone and there's X and I'm like, bam. So that's where I'm at with X. Again, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer, super chat in. Let me know your thoughts on X before we get to UAP stuff because that is really what's running the world for me right now. As I feel like it should be. Right now, you guys tell me what's going on in your group of friends or in your circles. But for me, right now, there seems to be three distinct groups of people when it comes to these hearings and UAPs in general. There are the believers, there are the non believers, and then there are the people who are like, I don't know, uh, in the middle, right? Those are the three groups: believers, non believers, I don't know. At this point, here's what I don't understand. How could somebody say UAPs don't exist? Here's why I don't understand that. The U in UAP is for unidentified. That's a fact. They're unidentified. So people who don't believe UAPs exist, are they claiming that all of these things are identified as opposed to unidentified? Because then I would like you to put out a list then of all of the images and videos that we have of UAPs that have been unidentified. I would like people who say UAPs don't exist, then identify them. Great. You don't believe these are unidentified. So identify the videos, identify the images, identify all of these stories, identify them. I believe in the class of people who believe UAPs exist, which are pretty much anybody who's paying attention believes that UAPs exist. AOC just put out a video yesterday talking about this. Of course, UAPs exist. They're unidentified. Now, in that class, there are people who either believe that this is coming from a different planet or a different dimension or a different country or something else. Now, based on the three witnesses we have in this trial right now, not a trial, in this hearing, they've all said this would be impossible. This isn't technology this planet has. So they believe that it coming from this planet is off the table in a lot of these cases based on the movement of these crafts. I'm in the camp where I believe that. I do not believe that this is technology that we have and that all of these UAPs are really just Russian or Chinese crafts and they've far surpassed our technology and haven't said anything to us. I believe that these are not of this world. And I don't think that that's a crazy thing to believe. And I don't think that that's a crazy thing to say. And in 2023, with all of the technology that we have, to not be able to identify these things means to me that there is more out there. And furthermore, there is a very self-centered quality to people that don't believe there is more out there than us. Now, I'm not saying there's a self-centered quality to people who don't believe that there are little green aliens inside of these UAPs. I don't know. I have no idea. That's the unidentified part. But for everybody out there being like, oh my God, are you guys idiots? You really think that these are coming from a different planet or from a different dimension? Yeah, I really fucking do. Because I don't believe we're the only ones. because that would be asinine to think. Now, I need to look more into when it comes to the other dimension theory, which was spoken about in the first day of the hearing about the shadows and the dimensions, and how one of the people on the board asked or said, "I'm hesitant to believe this because if they have the technology to get here, then wouldn't they have the technology not to crash? And if they have the technology to get here, then wouldn't they have the technology not to be spotted?" And one of the responses from the three witnesses, I guess, I don't know if they're called witnesses, but is that this could be interdimensional, and it's beyond our complete understanding of what they do have the capability of doing or not. Um, with the shadow dimensions, it sounds wild, it sounds crazy, but if you rewind 500 years and somebody described an iPhone to me, I would have been like, hold on, hold on. You're telling me that there is going to be a way that in the size of my hand, there's a box not attached to anything. And I can click on that box and it can connect me to somebody that's 7,000 miles away. I can look at their face through it. Like, that would have sounded fucking ludicrous. And everything would sound ludicrous technology wise and science wise until it's not. I still don't understand goddamn light bulbs. I don't understand cell towers. Like, that is not, I'm an artist. I'm not a scientist. But I believe them because it just continues to evolve and change. And there are people who are much smarter than I am in these fields that really bring a lot to the table. Anyway, let's see what's going on with you guys. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer on this beautiful Sunday. This beautiful Sunday of global boiling. Y'all up to date on that? We're no longer in global warming. We are now in global boiling. Mike Joyce, thank you for that support. Mike says Twitter is still unusable to me, despite Elon trying to run it into the ground. Oh, no, sorry, it's still usable to me, despite Elon trying to run it into the ground. Me too, Mike. My following tab still works. By the way, did you see the giant flashing X he put on top of the Twitter headquarters? I'm sure these people in apartment buildings around it love it. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. He is so whack. Ryan Payne says Elon is continual proof of society's fanaticization of billionaires fanaticization of billionaires is corroding our brains. Sorry, you know how this goes line to line. Sometimes with longer words, it cuts off. Right? The app has been breaking down since his ownership. Quitting the app is probably the easiest decision I'll make this year. Okay, but why haven't you made it yet, Ryan? What was the reason? Why have you not quit yet? Let me know. Continue to give me your thoughts on X and on UAPs. Who is watching these hearings? Other than me. And are you doing what it takes to do your outside research on this? One thing is for sure, we don't trust our government, and our government is not truthful with us. That seems to be on both sides of the aisle, something that we agree on, that our government has not been truthful with us about UAPs, or many things in general. I thought it was interesting, AOC talking about why now. She's talking about how since Republicans have a majority, and they aren't coming to an agreement on a lot of different issues, such as agricultural issues, it kind of opens this space because they have more time to talk about other things. And because this is a bipartisan issue or a nonpartisan issue, like weird things like this kind of come to the forefront. So there are political reasons that this is coming up now. Sam says interdimensional travel for aliens might be plausible, but I don't know if they are humanoid per se. Same. Who the fuck could know that? We don't know. And maybe there are people on this planet who do know. It is quite possible that on top of having UAPs in our possession, that we have life. It's possible. I'm not saying that I even believe it's likely, but it is possible that there are people on this planet who have more information about aliens than we do. That would be wild. Truly Incredible. Yeah, it would be shocking. I think the other day, I think it was DJ who said to me, it could have been Lon when I was doing Only Stupid Answers, but if this was a secret and they told the presidents, then wouldn't people like Trump have told everybody? I don't think they brief all the presidents on this. I don't think that that's the way that it works. Another thing AOC was talking about is how $800 billion goes to our defense programs, and that they're not audited. So we just don't know where the finances are going. We don't know what the $800 billion is for. There's a lot of money that's unaccounted for. And is it possible that a lot or some of that money is going towards hiding these UAPs and the possible life that comes with it? Yeah, absolutely. I would not put that past our government or the other two governments in question here that the United States or that some of these whistleblowers are claiming are also in possession, which is China and Russia. It's like the space race all over again. What do you guys think? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Do you believe in UAPs? And if so, what do you think's happening here? And what do you think these hearings are going to uncover? What are you hoping that they uncover? What information do you want to know? And or would you rather not know? And would you prefer to be left in the dark about all of this because it just will cause us to possibly be scared? I like to be prepared for things. I like to have all the information at hand. I think a government trusting its people is wildly important. That doesn't mean I need to know all the technology that the government has access to, because I know that that could be problematic when it comes to other governments knowing what technology we have. But I do think that we need to know not the location that the UAPs are being held, but the situation behind them, where they were found, what the findings were. And I think it's completely reasonable for the people of this planet and the people of this nation to ask that of our government. What's up, Liam? UAPs equal 100% real. Show us the aliens. I really, truly think that, and I'm so sorry for anybody out there. This is so not intended to be as aggressively rude as it's about to be. But if you don't believe in UAPs, I think that I'm having a hard time communicating with you because, again, U stands for unidentified. I'm not saying that if you don't believe that there's aliens in the UAPs, you're crazy, because it could be something else. We don't know, so we don't know. But to not believe in UAPs is like saying, I don't, I have all of the answers. They're not identified. I know exactly what that sphere with black and brown cubes inside is. I know exactly what that moving vehicle in the air that makes a sharp left turn or a hook is. It's not identified, it's blank. And if you have the answers, please come forward with them. Because if you don't believe in UAPs, then you must believe you know what they are. And if you know what they are, step up, baby. Step up and identify them. Because to say that they don't exist is like saying, I am smarter than all of the people that can't identify them, and I know what's up. Amazing. Good for you, sweetie. What's up? Share with the class. Identify so that they are all, if you think they're IAPs, amazing. You put the I in IAP. To me, they're UAPs because I can't identify shit. That is outside of my realm. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Do you put the I in UAP? That's the question of the day. And again, shout out to everybody in here for letting me jump all around from talking about X to UAPs. I know it is a bizarro show these days because I am not talking about movies and television shows, although just a quick little bit because it's not cosplay. For those of you who know, you want to know why I smile so much? Because it's worth it. If you know, you know. And I'm talking about the YouTube series, y'all. that I watched as a kid. Let's go. Doug and Jenny, that YouTube show. Just the greatest. I do want to give some SAG strike updates, though. As you guys know, I've been on the picket line. This is affecting every part of my life. It's affecting my acting work right now. I have 2 movies I was supposed to shoot this year. Both of them seemingly are pushed. I have another movie that I cannot speak about. You guys know I've been working at this so I'm 32 and I took my first acting class, or was in my first thing when I was 3 or 4. And I've been in weekly classes ever since and got my degree in this and have been an auditioning nut job uh, for the last, let's say, 30 years, 28 years. This has been my whole fucking life. So this is unbelievably affecting me. And then my other part of my career is my hosting. And I still have not heard back from SAG yet about, as is very common, they're getting a lot of messages, but about what I am and what I'm not allowed to talk about. If I can continue my hosting gigs, if I cannot. When it comes to Real Rejects, I'm in contract with them. They contracted me to a very specific amount or specific list of movie titles. And so I'm continuing all my work with them. Right now, when it comes to the big thing, I am talking about, and again, all of this subject to change as we know more information, but I'm talking about my neighbors and all my love life stuff and actors in general and stuff, but I'm not doing reviews. And same thing with on OSA right now. This week, we're going to be talking about aliens. I'm pivoting in a lot of ways, but I've also lost several jobs. And also any income from social media from doing any of my reviews, which I haven't been putting out. So it's tough. It's been a tough hit for me. And obviously, this isn't about me. This is about everybody. But in the last couple of days, I have seen this interesting thing that's going on. And I'm curious your guys' thoughts about this, which is people like Sarah Silverman and Viola Davis coming forward and talking about the things that are still being shot because SAG is giving them permission to shoot, and that they don't believe that they're comfortable doing that anyway right now because of solidarity. So I'll break this down further and I'll explain to you guys what it is that I'm talking about. And I really would love to get your guys' opinions, and I'll give you guys my opinion as well on the situation that seems to be very complicated. So a lot of people believe that a strike should be a work stoppage, which means that absolutely nothing should be filmed during this time that is a SAG project. If it is a SAG project, it needs to come to a screeching halt, no matter what that SAG project is. That, again, a strike is a work stoppage. And then a lot of people believe that companies like A24, who have said, okay, we agree to all your rules and regulations, SAG. Everything you're asking for, we will give you. We will comply with all of the things that you have requested. And SAG has said, okay, great, then carry on filming. Such as, I believe there's a Anne Hathaway movie and there's several other movies. I think there's 80 something movies right now that under SAG's interim agreement, have continued to shoot. And that is something that people like Sarah Silverman and Viola Davis had a movie that was granted permission to continue to shoot, and she said she wasn't comfortable shooting during this time. And Sarah Silverman did a live the other day saying, we cannot turn on each other and we have to agree to disagree. And if you're in SAG and you're shooting something and you're allowed to, that's not the choice that I would make, but I'm not going to fight with you. I've got to fight against the studios. I hear kind of all sides on this. Some people have said, by continuing to do some of these movies, it's going to prolong the strike because studios are still going to be able to purchase some of these films, and there won't be a period of time in which there's nothing for them to buy, and that this will just keep the strike going longer. Some people have said, yes, but this gives a lot of people an IATSE which would be the crew work during this time, and they should not be penalized for the SAG and WGA unions going on strike when IATSE is not going to benefit from the conditions that are agreed upon for SAG and for WGA. A lot of people have different thoughts on this and whether or not the wages for IATSE people are even high enough to work during this time, or whether it's better for people to be collecting unemployment during this time, or getting jobs like driving for Uber during this time, etc. I feel conflicted because while I believe, and make up opinions for yourself. This is where people are allowed to have opinions that are different than mine. I mean, you're always allowed to have an opinion different than mine, but while strikes are not meant to be comfortable, that is true. And Viola, I think, is very much able to stand in solidarity. Sarah Silverman right now, very much able to stand in solidarity with the union. But I don't believe that if you are a union actor right now and you are fucking struggling and you're doing all the things and you're out there and you're picketing and you are with the union, and that union gives you the green light to film a project right now and you take it, I do not believe you're a scab. And a lot of people that will mean a ton to, because they're not in the position that Viola's in. They're not in the position that Sarah Silverman's in, where if they're out of work for 6 months, they're not going to lose their house. They're not going to lose food on their table. I am certainly not in the position where not working for 6 months is an option. It's not an option for me. I will have to change careers and or figure other things out because I won't be able to survive. I won't be able to keep a roof over my head. So for the people who are not just financially secure, but wealthy, I support them making that decision. I understand why you're able to make that decision, but I am never going to look down on somebody else who is making the decision and being given permission by the union. Should the union be giving that permission? It's a challenging question, because the AA24s of the world, or anything that has been given permission to continue filming, is agreeing to their terms and conditions, which makes all of this very complicated. What do you guys think? Let's go to Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Mark Jason Ali in the Streamlabs says, I believe in UAPs. Not only do I believe, I think it is arrogant of humans to think we're the only intelligent life, dimensional or otherwise. Totally. I cannot wait for the August 1st must watch. I know what you mean, but I don't know. I can't say anything about it. I'm moving on August 2nd too. How's the family? I support SAG and WGA. Wow, moving on August 2nd. Where are you moving? Wow, August 2nd will be the 12-year anniversary of my mom passing. So wild. Anyway, that was just a little side note. The family's doing well, thank you. I am going back home for a wedding, and it happens to be a family wedding, and it happens to be at the same week as the Bruce Springsteen concert. So we're going to go see Bruce Springsteen, and somehow my sister secured us nosebleed seats that were like $150 or $160 or something months ago. So I don't care that they're in the nosebleeds. They were the cheapest seats in the whole thing and unbelievable. The only seats I could get out here for Bruce were like $5,000, which I obviously didn't buy. So anyway, I'm going to go do that and go to the family wedding. So I'll be excited to see the family again and go back home. Let me go home. Home is home. John Get Bent in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, it ain't much, but here's to the insurance fund. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, I had to get my car towed the other day, and It's like I paid for the cheapest AAA. And because where I was located, I then once I had to get them towed, I then had to pay to get my car towed, which is effing annoying. It's like, oh, but I pay AAA, but it's too far of a distance because I pay for the cheapest one. V annoying. I'm sure you guys have all these same annoyances too. Anyway, what do you guys think about the SAG strike in terms of, do you believe that it should be a work stoppage for everybody, or do you believe that if certain studios or certain companies such as A24 are agreeing to give SAG everything they want, they should be able to continue shooting? And how do you feel about the actors that take on those jobs? Very challenging. Yeah, Ryan, the cheapest AAA is 7 miles, and it couldn't get me to a tire shop in 7 miles. And then you have to pay like $40 for every additional mile or something. It's very annoying. What do you all think? I am getting out of here relatively soon, so send in last-minute questions, comments, concerns. Shout out to Mark Chapman, who said, "Hi, Roxy. I can't stick around, but I enjoy your content. Go SAG." Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it, Mark. That's awesome. And it's okay that you can't stick around. Maybe watch later or watch what you can. I'll be back way more this week. Picketing tomorrow, and then maybe I'll go live tomorrow at some point. But I don't know. If not, I'm definitely going to go live Tuesday. So I'll see you guys then. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna make bruschetta and shrimp for lunch, and then I'm gonna put on my big girl pants and go to therapy, because boy oh boy are times tough. I'm talking about this a lot in therapy, just like, what do you do when your union, when your whole industry is on strike? It's not just a union, what do? You got to fight the good fight, but holy shit, it's hard. And then I am going to go to work. I'm being a little cagey about what that is right now because I'm not allowed to talk about it, not because it's against any kind of industry, anything, but I'm on a contract for something. But I'll tell you guys when I can about it. Shout out to all of you for being here on this Sunday. I had last night Real Rejects. We did a get together, a gathering of the vibes. We played cornhole and pool, and it was fun, and just did team bonding stuff, which was nice to do, and loving being at that company. Really grateful for them. No short film I'm doing, Mike. We shut that on with a SAG agreement on Wednesday. So that went really well. Super fun. And yeah, that was good. Okay, my loves. If you're watching this after the fact, Streamlabs in. I'll read it on the next show. In the meantime, shout out to those of you who are keeping me alive right now. Mike Joyce, Ryan Payne, Mark Jason Ali, John Get Bent, and Mark Chapman for your financial support. You guys are going to be the only way I'm able to get through this time. So much appreciated. And other than that, I will be back this week. Yep. And that's the way the cookie crumble. In the comments, let me know your thoughts on X, UAPs, and whether or not people should be able to continue to work if SAG agrees to it. Shout out to all you guys. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and the lid. We don't want those buffoons. Don't trump with the Holocaust. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice. Wherever you're on the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. Golden sparkles for the Zen one himself, Glenn. We're thinking about you all the time. And we stand with the unions. Union strong. Okay. Much love. And I will, is it still cool to say, catch you on the flip side? Kind of weird. Like, what is it even on the flip side of, anyway.